So, welcome to our new episode of Patent Insights. So, immediately I am calling my dear co-host Arne Kruger here. Welcome, Arne.
Welcome to all our audience. Welcome, Mustafa. Happy to join
We
again.
are so excited again with the new episode. It's 9th, Arne. We are really having a consistency of organizing these events.
Yes, we have.
Not
How are you
every week.
today, Mustafa?
Huh?
How are you today?
I am really fine. I'm really happy and also exciting. As I already shared with you, our new startup project has been funded by the Berlin state. So
Congratulations.
Yes, exactly. I'm really happy to start this program with the funding opportunity from the Berlin state, and we are building a new automated patent valuation platform. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm so excited. Thanks
Yeah,
to
I
you,
had
Arne.
my audience today.
It's all of your support, you know that.
I didn't get it, sorry.
It's all your support. You know that.
No, it's not. It's your work.
Accept it. Please accept that. So, in our last episode, we talked about the patent information centers, and now today we are expanding the topic, and we are discussing. We will talk about the IP networks that are created for the IP professionals, innovators, the R&D professionals that can be very helpful and beneficial for them. There are lots of IP networks globally or locally, nationally. So we will discuss it. I'm really excited because we are all both in these groups already.
Yes. Yeah, my idea was to do that. Mustafa, I used last time we did the German Padlips because I'm the head of PitsNet, the German umbrella organization for the German Padlips. But I see in your LinkedIn titles always some other nice abbreviations. LAS is one, and the other was PIP or QPIP. And of course, I know what they are about, but the idea was to ask you what is LAS, because you didn't share in the past with me a lot of this. I just knew you do it, and it's something to do with licensing. And I met some of the LAS guys in the HTP or HTB conference initiative from the European Patent Office. Exactly. And because of that, I was thinking, come on, there's not only Padlips, not only PITS, even if it looks often like there's only my Padlips, there's nothing else in this world because they are the most important ones. And of course, they have all the needs and all the capabilities. And so I was really thinking, no, come on, we are not alone in this world. There are a lot of networks. And I wanted somehow to know more about LAS and QPIP. Yeah, because I'm also interested in comparison, like how they are funded, how they are run, what is the goal, what is the intention of these associations. Yeah, is it a business network? Is it a public? Is it funded? Is it an interest group? So I was really curious about this. So I don't know nothing about QPIP, a little bit, and LAS, Mustafa. So we said, let's do this, right? And
these it's also not limited with this LAS or QPIP or other networks. That we already creating a list of full IP networks. So LAS is one of the first one, of course. Maybe before starting discussing this topic, Arne, we can announce that to our audience. Please be aware that we are creating the full list of all IP networks globally. So we will share the list as a public link, and we have already 25 or 26 IP networks that we have already known. We added them, and then please share your comments or share your suggestion on the comments in the chat, and then we can edit if it is not included in our list.
Yes, so and dear audience, right right now we are discussing which tool do we use, because I'm a perfectionist. If you know me a little bit more, so it's very, very important for me that we use the right tool and sharpen the tool first before we start. And I have always to remind myself that, how to say, done is better than perfect. So, Mustafa, you are in charge to get this done, this list, and share it in LinkedIn and under the YouTube comments. And maybe we can also create a list where all of you guys in the audience can contribute, yeah, if we forgot something. And right now we are thinking about which categories do we need to fill, what information I want to know about organizations. So maybe we start with this, that we discuss how should we assess or how should we evaluate these organizations to understand better the purpose. Why are they existing? Yeah. Why are you engaging in these topics, in these networks? Maybe you can answer. Why are you doing LAS, Mustafa?
Yeah, it's all about,
Reason.
I think, engaging with your peers. So it's all about
Okay.
completing yourself with the like-minded people, and the ultimate goal, of course, you are sharing as an expert. You are sharing your knowledge, experience with the other members to increase the innovation and the foster or capacity building in your country or internationally. So it means that
Okay.
you have to put something as a knowledge, and then of course you can get benefit from others. But the main idea is sharing your knowledge and sharing your experience with the others to create something awesome.
Okay, so for LAS, because you are a licensing expert, that's why you joined LAS. And
Yes.
then after joining, probably you became, they ask you if you would like do the job, or how did it happen, Mustafa?
No, it is all volunteer based. So
No, how it happened with you? Like, when
yeah,
did you join first?
I will share. So
Super.
LAS, we are talking about LAS. LAS is an international organization, US based, but every country has its own chapter. The Turkey has LAS Turkey, LAS Germany, LAS, the Benelux, LAS Scandinavia, LAS Spain. All the countries, almost all the countries have their own chapter. And it's an individual membership that all IP and licensing professionals can be a member of LAS in their country, and then they're they're becoming an individual member, and then it is all volunteer based, but you have to pay annual subscription fee, or the fee, membership fee, as the other networks also doing the same thing to make it sustainable. But after joining the LAS Turkey, I in the first 2 or 3 years I just worked as a volunteer, participate some of the events. So I didn't do so much intense. But after that, I realized that the number of members in LAS Turkey is quite less, around 50 and 60 now. And I decided to put my effort to become a board member. So I said that I am candidate. And in the 5 years ago, I was involved as a general secretary in the board member. We are 5 people, and in the last election 2 years ago, I put myself as to become a president, to make it more effective activities, create more value for our members. So the mind behind the purpose behind is putting my experience and network to increase the number of members in the LAS Turkey, and share our knowledge with the members and increase our capacity. So the number of the members, the number of members in Germany, LAS Germany, is around 800. So in Turkey is 60. So you have to we have to help each other to increase this capacity level to reach to other developed countries. That's the mind behind.
Okay. So that's quite good intentions. Is it? But you do it for free, right? So it's totally voluntary. So you think yeah, okay.
Totally.
So somehow it gives you also, it's also marketing for you, or is it not an aspect at all?
Yeah, of course. It's behind that. If you become a board member, or if even you are a member of LAS Turkey or any IP network, I think it's creating a kind of reputation for you, because you are individually member of these well-known organizations. I think it creates a good reputation for all the members. But the most importantly, I'm just talking for the LAS. There is a really good network outside of different countries. LAS International Conference, if you attend the LAS International Conference, or if you can meet so many experienced IP and licensing professionals in other LAS chapters. So it means that you have a very good power to reach these experienced people. So it creates an accessibility for you to know the others or to learn to others from others.
So it's like a Berufsverband is the German word, like a profession. So like, I don't know, a craftsman here, a carpenter, he is also member of the Carpenter Association that is also organized like regionally and then nationally and probably also in Europe. So there is maybe a carpenter conference. So I don't know if there's any, but the same is there. Yeah. So it's more like a representation of your profession. Yeah. So that people and can customer contact LAS and get the right specialist, or you don't do that at all?
You mean suggesting any experts?
Yeah, something like this.
Yeah, of course. If you are a member of LAS, you can have join the trainings as a trainer. So it makes it makes a visibility. It creates a visibility for you as well. I have a good story, Arne, about the real benefit of LAS or different similar IP networks. You remember that you already joined as a speaker, trainer, or participant to IP Camp.
Yeah.
In the first IP Camp that we organized as LAS Turkey in 2014, there was a trainer from a very big, famous medical company, and we hosted an IP director of this medical company, and then we became friends. We create our relationship. And during one of my patent commercialization story, I need a real market insight about a medical device. And suddenly it came to my mind, and then I directly asked to this IP director from the LAS network, and then free of charge, voluntarily, he gave me very good market insights. And then we decide our patent application in different countries, and we decided to target markets, to target countries to protect our patent application. So one of these very simple example that you can get benefit by creating this network or involving in this kind of networks. I
understand. So I think I see, if I listen to you right now, so we have like somehow networking effect of these networks in the meaning of the word. Yeah. So you know people from your industry or from your customers, you get to know them and you can contact them. Super. Then we have training, education. So we share insights or trainings and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly.
And the service events, like to somehow create a key event or a signature event so that you bring together customers or interesting parties, patent offices, companies, and the specialists, the experts, the IP experts. Yeah.
Yes, correct. And another aspect also, if you are involving this kind of associations, it means that these associations are also linked with the governmental organizations. So if the government is trying to release a new kind of regulations about IP or licensing, and they can also ask opinion from the association, and
Yeah, this
association
is more
can also
lobbying.
ask to the members as a lobby. Yes, you are
So the fourth
involved.
element is lobbying. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can be aware a kind of upcoming regulations, and then you can read the drafted version because you are a member of this association, and government ask your opinion. I think this is also another positive aspect.
Yeah, of course. But why are there so many of these networks? Is it because the industry is so old, or is it so big? I have always the impression that the IP expert, the IP industry is relatively small, like in comparison to the IT, my information technology. So I don't know. And but in the IP industry, there are, in my observation, as I see it, way more organizations active. But maybe I just don't know in the IT industry so many organizations. But I don't know if I could join the Association of .NET developers. There is none of that. Why not? I don't understand. Yeah, we have maybe online forums, or we have website or social networks where we connect, or we all meet on GitHub. This is like a platform to share source code. But we don't have like 26 without big preparation. We have a list of 25, 26 like network groups, that we can choose of in our IP industry. How crazy? Why so many? Do we have a hunch?
Yeah, there are so many IP networks. Also, our audience will see when we share the list. So the dedicated on some networks are dedicated on licensing. Some networks only collecting the lawyers, IP lawyers. Some networks are only for inventors, independent inventors, or some of the IP networks are only for IP management, or just for patent searching or patent information. So that's why they are divided into the verticals, subgroups.
Yeah.
So
Are they competing?
It makes sense.
Do you see that they compete around about members? Like, is there a competition between these 25? What do you think?
I think that there is no real competition. For example, LAS and AIPPI. AIPPI is comprised mostly with the IP lawyers, not licensing focused, but most of the IP lawyers are the member of AIPPI. But the LAS is mostly on the licensing aspect, and we are collaborating each other, organizing joint events. So we are not competing. I think within these groups, these IP networks, I don't think that there is a real competition. I think that there is an advantage to support each other, because they are all divided themselves as a categorization in the different directions, I think. But of course, there might be some competition between each other. I don't know.
Now then, if there's no competition, okay, then what about relevance, Mustafa? Do you think, like, if LES stops existing tomorrow in Turkey, would you miss it? Who would miss it? What would happen? Would the world continue to turn, or would it stop? Because
only the Turkish chapter is shut down, or all the LAS is shutting down?
the question was how relevant is such a thing? Is it not? Is it really like the key, the core, or is it just a side activity that you have to do because you have to be a professional, you have to do your job, and then of course if you have like 10% of your professional time, you invest in business networks.
Yeah. In my private business life, I think nothing changed, but in Turkey, if you are a member of LAS Turkey, if LAS Turkey is shut down, it means that you lost your international network access. Because you cannot easily communicate with other IP experts involved in LAS XYZ countries. So I think your network, your important network, is crashed if it happens. I think, of course,
now I'm getting provocative. Like, how many
make it.
contacts to LAS did you look for in the last 4 weeks, or since the last Patent Insight? How many questions did you get, and how many questions did you ask to your LAS network?
You mean that in Turkey?
No, you. Yes, LAS. Regarding LAS, how many questions did you send to the network, and how many answers did you give to the network? Something like this.
That's a good question. In the last 1 month, we didn't organize anything, but personally, I received, not personally, as the president of LAS Turkey, I received 3 or 4 emails asking for how we can be involved as a member.
Okay.
It was not a specific IP related technical question, but they are just asking to be involved. So it's a good thing, because the trend of applications to become a member of LAS is increasing in Turkey. But of course, we are not in the level of Germany or France or United States, but it is increasing. Because nowadays we are getting in touch with our members, because our new IP camp, which is organized by the LAS Turkey, is coming at the end of September. That's why the attraction with the members or member candidates, it's increasing now. Yeah. I can say like that.
Like last year in IP camp, I met a guy from another association I never heard of, and I was really interested. He told me, I forgot. It's a guy. I think, or I didn't forget. I just don't remember for now. But I was like, this was somehow the start at the IP camp that I realized that the thing you started and initiated, like a lot of these different networks come together in the IP camp in Turkey.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you manage this somehow. I know in Germany, I have this as a PitsNet president. I always get this. Yeah, we should talk more to the other associations, but then somehow we can't manage. We invite them. We don't know them, we don't have contact. And somehow I miss such a thing like an IP camp that is just there for come together everybody. Yeah. So if I invite, I don't know, VPP to my conference at PitsNet, they expect me to join their conferences. Of course, they have 2 conferences, one in spring, one in autumn. I don't know. I probably could do that, but without attending their conferences, they would never come to mine. It's like tit for tat somehow. Yeah.
See.
So I think I'm not a full-time PitsNet president, so it's also voluntarily. So I have to somehow adjust the amount of time I can invest, because I'm not a paid functionary. Yeah. So the member fees of PitsNet in Germany, they are not enough to pay me a salary. So I have to do it in my spare time. So I have to choose wisely what to do here. Even if I know, yes, there is a lot of potential, a lot of interesting contacts, a lot of like-minded people, So all the advantages, Mustafa, I totally get it.
Yeah.
But it's hard to decide, should I do work in my profession? Yeah, and how much time do I devote to networking if it's just really pro bono? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a dilemma for that.
It's somehow a dilemma, yes, because I'm extremely, you got it last week, 2 weeks ago as well, that I'm engaged in the Padlib network, and I would spend all my day there, because The members appreciate it. There's a lot of interesting ideas, a lot of initiatives that are really important for my members, for the public, for the industry. But I just don't have enough time, and there's no business model to pay me in these associations. Yeah, we get also, I don't know, like we have 250 euros membership fee, but we just have 20 members. So it's just covering the costs for our 2 events, our membership fees, and for running the website and some travel expenses. That's it.
That's
it. That's for the German PitsNet. We have some savings, but this is just for like renewing the web page, you know, like every couple of years you have to spend some money or to have a product idea. So we really don't have a lot of funds. And I was thinking like, okay, should we do sponsorships or donations, open up for donations? I don't know. Should we create business, you know, to make some money as an organization? Yeah.
Only the membership fees are not enough to run this kind of communities itself. I think, you know, it's a kind of fundraising game. So if you're running this kind of community as a, you know, responsible person in the board or responsible member or chair in the committee, you have to find out the sponsors or any governmental grants to run your initiatives or new projects to expand your influence area into you know, in order to touch the new candidates. That's why, you know, IP Camp is run by LAS Turkey as a non-profit event, and we are just collecting the money from the registration fees and the sponsors to make it more effective. Otherwise, only if we're trying to you know, organize this IP camp only with the membership fees, it will be failed, or the organization will be just, you know, very boring or, you know, not comprehensive content. So it will be not the same.
And I saw in your LinkedIn title as well, these, I think QPIP was it?
There is
Can you explain some information about this organization? Like you are certified information professional. This is like a patent search certification.
Yeah, it's a qualified patent information professionals, QPIP. Yes. So you have to have an exam now. Also, I am in the exam committee for the patent landscaping, and you have to write, you know, test questions or open-ended questions. There are lots of case studies as well. You have to fill to be rewarded as a QPIP certification. But it's a kind of, you know, acting as a kind of certification community, but there are lots of important people there, and also it gives you a kind of reputation. So if you say that in the conference I am holding, you know, QPIP certification or RTTP certification or CLP, which is a, you know, certified licensing professional certification, it means that, you know, the people can understand, okay, you know something about patent information or patent searching or patent.
I get the certification. I understood totally the reason behind QPIP. Was CLP interesting that you have also as a licensing professional a certificate. Who issues this certification, Mustafa? Who is this?
CLP is it's a certified licensing professional. It's a kind of United States-based certification, but dedicated on licensing profession. But I don't
from
remember.
LAS International or what? Or who is?
No, it's not LAS linked. So it's different organization that's giving this certification, CLP.
Fun fact, Mustafa, you didn't know that, but mid of 90s, because I'm a CLP as well, by the way. I'm a CLP. But it has a different meaning. Mid of 90s, one of my first certificates I achieved in the IT industry was a certified Lotus professional.
Wow!
Lotus was a collaboration software invented by, I think, Ray Ossie, and it's the the foundation of our modern social networks even. They were quite, a nice piece of software. And I was one of the first certified professional administrators, like support guys, who got a certification by the producer, by the owner of Lotus Notes, Lotus Professional Services, CLP, a certified Lotus professional.
The same acronym. Yeah, but what was the year, Arne?
I think 96, 97, something
96?
like this.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm very old.
So maybe I can bring some of the comments. There are some questions related to
Really? I didn't check anything in YouTube right now.
Not to miss
I
them.
just said welcome.
Udo is
Hello,
here.
Udo.
Get better, Udo. I think he's in rehabilitation from his knee. Okay, Udo.
Okay, thank you, Udo. Thanks for joining in between your therapy sessions. Are you in any organization? Hey, Ira. No way.
Yeah,
Nasreen, welcome.
Iran is here. Nasreen, just make your comments as you indicate your favorite IP network. Just write on the chat. Just let us know. Ahmed is from Turkey. Yeah, thank you. He's considering including Wipo Green as a suggestion for the list. Yeah, Wipo Green is it's a kind of patent pool that is dedicated on green technologies, initiated by the Wipo. So we can indicate this network not as IP network for the IP professionals, maybe. It's a kind of patent marketplace dedicated on green technologies. But I am not sure if there is another sub-segment of Wipo Green to, getting together the IP professionals within the green technologies. Of course, it can be IP network, but I don't think so. It's only the marketplace, maybe. Arne, do you know that?
Yeah. Your question, Ahmed, is great. Wipo Green reminds me a little bit of initiatives that also the European Patent Office is starting. And we know in our list already is the HTB Initiative. Mm-hmm. And it's not really a professional network. It's not really an IP network. It's like an initiative that the European Patent Office started to push a certain area of our industry with funding, event, marketing support. And they are somehow connecting different networks and stakeholders in the industry around this conference. But if the European Patent Office stops pushing for the HTP conference, the network is dead immediately. And my feeling is that Wipo Green is not an IP network, but maybe an initiative from Wipo to bring together interested parties in field of green tech. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't know. What's your opinion, Mustafa? Like, if I see Wipo in the name, I get, oh my God, it's a Wipo initiative, And if Wipo stops promoting it, the network is probably not dead, but there's the reason for it existing is gone.
In my opinion, Wipo Green is a kind of marketplace for green technologies. But Wipo, as a official organization, has another initiative to create an IP-related network called Technology and Innovation Support Centers, Wipo TISC. It can be an IP network, which is already in our list. But let me think about the Wipo Green in detail to understand if there is another, connections or network between the IP professionals.
Okay, I go to the list. Yeah, it's TISC.
There's another question about LAS, specific question. What is the best route to ask questions and seek advice from LAS? Should we wait for organized meetings and events to pose our questions, or is it possible to reach out via email? Of course, for LAS Turkey, our website, the contact page, is always open. People are asking their questions related about the licensing issues, IP management. So we are answering as board members, or we can signpost to our other experienced the members to create these kind of connections. But for the LAS International, of course, you can reach out some members or chairs, vice chairs in different committees. You can also check from the directory, because you are a member of LAS Turkey. So it means that you have a direct connection, access to LAS International directory, so you can see the members, their expertise. So you can just ask your questions or just say hello to meet, to introduce yourself. It can be opportunity, I think. So
this was the advertisement block of LAS Turkey, dear Ahmed. Now you know.
Ahmed is one of our members and came here, I think, to promote it. Thank you, Ahmed. Thank you for that. Erdinç, thank you so much, my dear friends. And hello from Turkey. One of IP networks can be Association of Patent and Trademark Attorneys in Turkey.
Super.
Yes, this is another IP network, but dedicated on the national level. Of course, there are hundreds of national IP networks that can be added, that can be possible to add in the list. Yes, and
this is like again a business profession. Yeah, I think where the business group of patent and trademark attorneys are come together. Yeah. In Germany, we have, I think, 2 of these groups. There is VPP. It's the Association of, I think, Patent Professionals is the name, but in this network are just patent attorneys. And there is then GRUR. It's also GRUR is the second one, also for the more law-oriented IP professionals.
Yeah.
So patent attorneys or patent law experts. Yeah.
German Association for the Protection of Intellectual Property. GRUR.
Yeah, the names are sometimes misleading. LAS is quite clear on that, but for instance, other groups are somehow not directly recognizable. For instance, it's also very complicated. PATLIPS, it's the European name, but German, it's PITS. So it's the same. But it's not, because the name is different, yeah? So you have to know that it's the same type of organization that connects together. Because, for instance, in PitsNet, only other PATLIPs, like organizations, can become member, and natural human persons are not members of the association. Only indirect. You have to be employee of a PATLIP, and then you can join the network. Otherwise, you are not. We don't have like natural human memberships. Yeah, it's a closed network.
Yeah, it's also another difference between IP networks. Some of IP networks are accepting just individual membership, but some of them are only accepting the corporate entity membership. So PitsNet is an entity membership based, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And also, I can mention some of the names, IP network names in our list, and then our audience can suggest their some missing IP networks are maybe. For example, we talked about LAS, PitsNet. We already talked ACDP, which is an association of technology transfer organizations and professionals. IPR Help Desk, Autumn, which is an American-based University Technology Managers Association, AIPPI, Women in IP.
I'm totally getting confused by your lists, Mustafa, because I really want to sort this and say like, how much does it cost? What does it bring? Who owns it? Who runs it? What's the intention? So these are interesting questions. You remember our 5 quick questions, and I collected today exactly these type of questions. Yeah, that who gets the 60 euro, your LAS fee? It's US based. Yeah, who in US gets the money, and what does he do with that? Yeah. is there a transparent reporting about the finances, for instance, on the website? Or is
Not
it
on the
like,
website, but in the general meeting, ordinary general meeting, they are, of course, expressing and showing all the profits and loss.
yeah, so
as a
it's not for the
financial
public, but it's for member. So it's transparent
for
for member,
members.
but not transparent for public. Yeah,
No.
that's what I mean.
As far as I know, they are not sharing in their website. But as a member, if you are joining the annual conference, you will see all the numbers because they are sharing.
Yeah, I know. Also we do the same, like for PitsNet or Padlibs, we don't share the finances right now. But we are also not non-profit, so we are a lobby organization, and there is no obligation by law to be transparent on our finances, yeah? Even if there's no secret in it. Yeah, but I guess I would require a membership votum before I could publish it. There is also some bureaucratic rules or so, yeah. But I was always curious, who, if I give my attention or my money to organization, what, where does it go,
Where is it
How
going?
serious, how trustworthy this is, yeah. Hello, Mohammed.
I think, Mohammed, your suggestion about Innography IP intelligence software and Clarivate are not as a IP network. They are just databases that you can search the patents and create very meaningful analysis as a patent intelligence purpose. So I think we cannot call it as a IP network. So because we are calling IP networks as associations or unofficial platforms, they're collecting all the IP professionals together, or R&D professionals together, or innovators together to help them, about the IP matters. So these kind of tools are kind of databases or analytics, patent data analytics tools. Arne, am I right?
Yeah, I think so. I would call it service provider or database provider or software provider. And this is another maybe topic for our Patent Insight to get a list of maybe the 60, 70 service providers that are the regular guests on the big industry conferences. I remember these numbers from PatInfo or IP Service World. These are two German conferences where the list of exhibitors is always like, oh, we have 60 exhibitors this year. So 60 organizations or service providers that offer tools, databases, software solution, SaaS services. Yeah, there are like 60, 70 that are regularly participating in conferences. Yeah, but there's not a directory of these. Usually you have to go to the conference website and then you maybe get a list of these offerings. And I think Innography and Clarivate are at least regular exhibitors on key events of the whole industry. And they are not IP professional network or an organization of but there is, of course, PatCom, for instance. PatCom is a German association that's also not on the list, Mustafa, where
PatCom.
the patent service providers have their own network to meet regularly with the patent offices and other associations to be an interest group of the service providers. So Muhammad, Innography and Clarivate are probably member of such an IP network of the tool producer, the tool guys, the service providers.
I added into the list.
Yeah, because I was PatCom member a couple of years ago before I decided to cut back on my pro bono activities. And we left PatCom, I think, a couple of years ago. Yeah, it was like 10 or 12 internationally based. Also, Mindsoft was there, I remember Kestel, one of the bigger players. Clarivate, I don't know if they remember. But we met at a conference and we had 2 or 3 meetings within the patent offices in Germany and the European Patent Office and the WIPO. So we had 3 meetings as PATCOM and the annual meeting of the members. That's like 4 activities per year. And also a little membership fee of like 500 euros a year or something to pay for a secretary. So somebody who answers emails and so on. Yeah.
I remember that there is another IP network as a Patent Information User Group, PIUC, already published the list of vendors in their website. So you can just go onto the website, Mohammed, you can see all the related IP intelligence software databases like Innography or Kestel or Microsoft, as Arne mentioned. So Ahmed is continue to his suggestions. IP pro bono services. IP pro bono services for legal support in the IP cases for those who cannot afford to pay. That's a really good point. That IP pro bono services mainly initiated by the WIPO, as far as I remember. They are providing pro bono mentoring or IP services, not services, but the guiding services for the inventors. But that's a really good idea. IP networks can also initiate some of pro bono sessions, pro bono services for some of their members, the non-members, if they have any questions or any information need. That can be a good idea. Also, you can call it as a mentorship support or something. EPO organized this kind of mentorship sessions as called IP clinics in the last conference. What was the name? High growth
HTB conference.
Yeah. And Arne and me organized these mentoring sessions on behalf of EPO. But it was free of charge. So simply the people who needs IP knowledge just simply join the link and then selecting the mentors from the directory, around 55 or 60 mentors, and then you can get the free of charge mentoring session. I think these suggestions quite similar. Am I right?
It seems like this is the third list, because as you were talking, we have IP scan, IPR help desk is somehow something similar from the European Union, that they offer free resources for SME companies, paid and financed by the European Commission. Then we have Aktionswoche, PitsNet Aktionswoche. You get also a free IP scan in 1 week of September, is also pro bono. You can just get a voucher and choose your expert, get a free consultation. We have free legal advice every week in all our members, at least in the Padlibs. We call it Ersterfinderberatung, like first inventor advice, so that a free of charge consultation with a patent lawyer is provided by our network. So yes, thank you, Ahmed, for your hint to these pro bono initiatives. Yeah. This is not subsidized or supported. This is the next list that we have a lot of, you mentioned in the beginning, Mustafa, a lot of initiatives that give out grants or pay partly some fees or support you with, like, I don't know, 500 euros for a patent search. You get reimbursed, or you can apply for funds. So there is a lot of these also initiatives around. So let's not mix up too much here.
It's another categorization. And while Arne, you are speaking, I created another chapter, support mechanisms, and I added, IP scan and other some of support mechanisms as a grant or contributions. So it can be another category besides the IP networks. So yeah, that's
and
good.
another
That's
topic,
good.
our patent insight. Let's prepare these lists, Mustafa, and we have and the next 10 or 20 patent insights are filled with pro bono offerings, service providers, professional networks, initiatives from patent offices. So we could go through all the different initiatives one by one.
Comprehensive. You mean that we can enhance the IP networks to the vendors, providers, IP pro bono services, grant services, so we can make it larger day by day.
Yeah, every 2 weeks, Mustafa, because this is also pro bono. We don't have enough viewers to get paid by YouTube.
Exactly. This is also pro bono show. We can say that.
Yeah.
And yes, Ahmed, you say also that you said that I am aware that IP pro bono does not bring IP professionals together. No.
Yeah.
It was the previous one. I was trying to read this. I realized that you don't bring IP professionals together, though. Just a suggestion. You mean that LAS Turkey maybe? You realize that we don't bring IP professionals together. Not individually, it's not a matchmaking tool or not a matchmaking mechanism, but by organizing events like IP Camp or Friday IP Talks, we are trying to get together or giving an access to reach each other. But there is no special, matchmaking mechanism peer-to-peer. But a good idea. That might be another option. So Mohammed found Clarivate as a member of PATCO, as you suggested.
Lucky me that I remembered PATCOM.
I forgot that, but I added into the list.
Yeah.
So is there anyone here from the member of ACDP or Autumn, any other global, European or national IP network or technology transfer network? How do you, it doesn't matter how do you call it. For example, in Turkey, there is an association called USIMP, which is collecting the network of university industry collaboration centers, including the technology transfer offices. And I know that there are more similar national networks which are covering IP and technology transfers operations together. And these are also counted as an IP network. Just, you can suggest your names in your country as well as one of our nameless nameless guests suggested patent and trademark attorneys in Turkey. So Arne, I forgot to read. There was a question from Lalit Kapoor. Hello all, is there a link to find the patent agent's dossier for Turkey? Maybe in the website of Association of Patent and Trademark Attorneys you can find, or our audience members can answer that question, I think. But no special. Okay. There is a link. There is a link published by Turkish Patent Institute or Turkish Patent Office. You can find out all the registered patent agents, patent attorneys. If I can find, I can share. Wow, good. Yeah. What else? I am thinking.
Yeah, let's come to close the session, Mustafa. If you are like this thinking.
Thinking. But I think we covered.
I realize you leave me a little bit confused now, Mustafa. I have to admit, I'm overwhelmed by the sheer number of networks and associations and connections. and the world
Why?
is full of networks.
Is it too much? Why are you confused?
For me, yes. The day has only 24 hours, as I said. Yeah, it's like I'm an IT professional who is working in the IP industry, also intellectual property information, patent information as software. So I have to be around in almost all the networks. So when do I work, Mustafa? I just do networking.
No.
That's my feeling.
I know. You're totally right. It's based on volunteer service, and it is very limited that you can put your efforts, one network or two network or three networks. So otherwise, who will pay the bills?
Yes, maybe there are some professional networkers who manage to live from that, but I am not. Or
Yes.
who gets
Yesterday, Arne, I joined another IP network.
no, you don't have enough.
I said not enough, and but kindly they invited me to join, and I can say the name I3PM, and it is totally for International Institute for IP Management, and there are lots of very experienced IP experts in the group. And that Professor Wurzer is also leading the community. And yeah, I just involved and looking forward to create another value in another chapter, another community. We'll see. I'm really happy that.
Yeah.
Another networks. I can also share the link.
Yeah.
Okay, we can come to close, right, Anne? It's almost 1 hour. What do you think?
Yeah, we could talk endlessly about on details of all the networks that I know and remember, but maybe the value for our audience is a little bit limited then. So let's get the list done, I think.
Last question before closing. He's asking that I would like to ask one final question. What percentage of your professional energy do you allocate to networking? Yeah, it's all about networking, and you have to put your energy, time. What percentage of your professional energy? You mean that a daily percentage or monthly percentage, annual percentage? It depends, of course. But personally, I am spending so much time for LAS Turkey and other networks because I love it. If you don't like it, or if you don't like to put your energy to create a value for the community, of course, indirectly for you, you cannot do that. You cannot spend your energy for this kind of allocation. That I can answer in that way. Arne, you are head of PitsNet, and you are spending your time for this community, for this network. How much energy do you spend?
Yeah, it's again a very interesting question. I have two answers for PitsNet myself. I invest Friday morning. It's at least 4 hours. I organize our board call, our community call. And I have 2 times a year a conference to organize, one active as the host and one as a participant. So the one in March, I would say it takes up to 2 weeks preparation, maybe 1 week, a pure time. So this much in percentage, I don't know. If the year has 200 work days, yeah, 20, so 1% on this network. But in general, if I see networking as marketing for my job, I do a little bit more. Marketing needs to be done in a way. You need to talk about what you are doing, and engaging in these networks gives you exposure. You just create contacts with customers. So I don't know how much percent I do marketing right now. I know that I live a lot from recommendations within the network. So I don't have marketing efforts in my company, big ones. I don't put advertisements somewhere. I just try to engage in these networks, and because I'm engaging there, I get exposure, I get contacts, and I get jobs out of this. Yeah, but it's hard to measure. So
yeah, hard to measure, I guess. Yeah, I agree with you. But it's all about investment strategy or investment decision, right? So we are putting our time.
yeah, I have another picture in mind. It's like you need to balance these activities, and in different phases of your life, this is different. So especially I see a lot of pro bono works are like older men at the end of the career, where you are settled, where you know what you're doing, where you maybe have a team that takes the job, so that you can engage more in these networks and try to get known your company or your profession, your services to others. So yeah, between 1 and 20%. And
Between
as better
1
the
to 20.
product is, as better the product is, as little marketing you need, I think.
I see. Yeah, good. By
That's a good
answering the
question.
percentage energy, we can now coming to the end for this episode. So, Arne, do you think that in the August period should we make a break?
Yeah, if we can, I don't know.
Because as far as I know, everybody are now on the vacation in the August period in Europe and other countries. Maybe you.
We didn't talk about it, or we can talk offline about it. So maybe
Okay.
we skip in 2 weeks. I would do it, Mustafa, but if you want to skip, skip.
Okay, let's.
I know that a lot of podcasts are having a summer break, of 4 weeks or 2 months, and then they do weekly or bi-weekly their episodes, so that we right now would do 24. Maybe we skip 4, so we have 20 episodes end of the year. So that would be nice, to cover a wide range of topics. We started with some speeches in the beginning, then we had AI, then we had a specific tool, etc. So we cover all different topics, and then we skip next time, and we see each other in 1 month probably.
Yeah, you know that.
The 6th of September is the next Wednesday in 4 weeks, I guess. Maybe the week before. Check it out.
Yeah, okay. That might be 6th of September. Let's talk about after.
Let's talk about it offline, and we will announce it on LinkedIn. Please follow us on LinkedIn. Follow Mustafa on LinkedIn. Follow myself on LinkedIn, and Dipatech if you like. Follow Patent Effect on LinkedIn. Easy way. Mustafa posts always news if we have a new edition of our Patent Insights Videocast.
Exactly. So follow us on LinkedIn, and let's wait for the next announcements for the topic for the next episode. So I'm really enjoyed on this topic today to talk about IP networks. It's so exciting for me because I'm already in. Arne is already in. So thank you for interactive in your interaction in the comment sites. So thank you so much for your engagement, Arne.
You're very welcome. I thank you too. Thanks to the audience. Great that you followed us, listened to us, and asked your questions. I really appreciate that all the time, that we put ourselves out here, and obviously you join, that we talk about this niche industry here. Our IP industry, the intellectual property specialist. Yeah,
exactly. So take care and stay informed, stay ahead. My outro slogan.
Wonderful. Take good care, stay healthy, stay informed, stay ahead. Exactly. Take care. Bye-bye.